today is a very chilled, relaxed day, and I'm excited because I'm about to go through the edit on this. So this is the novel that I've been writing for a really long time now, really long time. I used to knock out a novel in about 9 months, and this one has been a good few years. It has not been an easy birth, but I think we're getting there, and I'm actually feeling quite happy with it. So about 2 years ago, January 2022, I finished writing it. The beginning of last year, I did like my first edit. And then when I went back to the UK last summer, so summer 2024, I decided to get a print copy thrown out because you always see so many new things when it's actually in print, where you're actually holding it. And it also makes you feel, I don't know, strangely better about yourself to have a physical copy of it. And something that I'm really happy about. So I decided to put a map in this book, and it's actually come out really well. So I was quite proud of that because I didn't know how it would end up looking, but it actually looks pretty good because you need this map. This is a sprawling military dynastic drama that spans a very long time, and it's basically ancient Sumer, which is modern day Iraq, but it sort of also goes all the way down to Dilmun, which today is Bahrain, and up a bit as well towards the coast. So there are several different empires involved. Well, actually, they're not technically empires, they're kind of kingdoms, because the entire book is about Sargon of Akkad, who became the first ever emperor in history that we know of. The first guy to kind of unite many different city-states under one banner, and he conquered Sumer to do so. It's a saga, it's a sprawling historical, fictional reimagining, but quite strongly rooted in history, because I work very closely with a guy called Leif Eiselman, and when I first set out writing this, he was actually a postgraduate Assyriologist student, I think, at the University of Göttingen. And since then he's graduated and gone on to do lots of other interesting things. But this guy is incredible. He's also an author. He writes predominantly in the German language. So if you like German sort of fantasy sci-fi fiction rooted in history, check him out below. But he was just amazing. He answered all of my many questions, went into some really deep research on obscure topics, and helped to breathe a bit of believability into this. So yes, if you enjoyed, I guess, like Children of Lear, because that's very based in ancient Irish stories, that's a very big saga as well. It's a bit like that, only a very different part of the world and a very different time. So about 3,000 years, 4,000 years before Christ. And it looks like there are a lot of notes. This is thanks to my dad's partner Marilyn, who is an incredible proofreader. It looks like a lot, but when you actually start flicking through, there are quite a lot of sections with no notes at all, and that always makes me quite happy. I remember when I finished writing Those Rosy Hours at Mesopotamia, and that was published with Ghostwoods, and I remember when we were going through the edits, I was feeling very smug because there were very few. I think we lost one chunky paragraph, and then there were some typos and small things to correct, but there was very little. So after I've done my kind of first edit, my first draft tends to be pretty spot on, pretty solid, and I've always been quite proud of that. But yes, I'm looking forward to jumping into this. I'm going to go through all of the corrections. I'm going to find all of these and remove each tag as I make the correction on the manuscript. And then I need to sort out the cover. This was my attempt, and it doesn't actually fit quite properly because I added a few more pages after I'd finished the cover, but I need to do the back blurb as well. But yeah, I like the concept, but looking at it, it's not quite right. So need to do a bit of judging with that and maybe find somebody who's a bit better at art than I am. So cracking on with that. Something else I'm going to be doing today is attempting to make French onion soup. I've tried to make this several times in the past with no luck, but this time I think I found a winning recipe. I'll leave it below. It involves a lot of butter, which is always a good start. Set those to sizzling. And back to the book. Okay, something I've noticed immediately is that needs to be over on the left-hand side. So author title over here, book title on the right-hand side. Need to quickly change that. Bloody US spellings. Oh, I have lost my heritage. My dad's partner Marilyn has been through it and proofread. My spelling has become a bit more American. Like the other day I wrote a card to a friend in the UK and I looked at it and I went, oh my goodness, because I just completely dropped the U in a word that should have had it in. And part of the thing is, like, here in Rwanda, people use British spelling and they use American spelling interchangeably. So you can quite happily be reading like a paragraph of English and it will switch between American and British. But I've always prided myself on knowing the difference. And it appears that after many years in Rwanda, I can no longer tell the difference. So she's done an amazing job and I'm actually really looking forward to going through this. And here we go, page 459. Last spelling done. Oh, this is looking beautiful. Is there anything more amazing in the world than caramelised onion? You're supposed to add bourbon, and my friends bought me some for Christmas. Anne Lister's finest. But there is one horrific one still left here. As you can see, you've got the margins at a good width here, but on this particular one, it's brought them in, and I don't know why, and I thought I'd solved it, but for the entire chapter, it's changed the sodding margins. So I need to go and see if I can figure that out. So it goes back to normal on 24, but in the middle there, it isn't. So I need to go and deal with that. And I have to, because it's one of the best chapters in the book. Right, so that's my next job. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go from the beginning and just glance through to check the spacing and make sure that the spacing isn't too crazy. Because every now and again you can get funny spacing between the lines, and I just need to check that isn't happening. These onions are absolutely caramelised. They look amazing. Bourbon and caramel. So the recipe says to put in the wine first. So that's the wine. Oh gosh, maybe turn that down ever so slightly. Give it a good stir. Ta-da! Done. And then in the video he makes his own beef broth, but I don't have that, so this is indiscriminate meat bouillon. There we go. And just turn the heat back on a little bit and give that a really good stir. I think we're going to reduce it a little. I'm not too sure. Reduce it, then we're going to put some butter in. In the recipe he ends it with a little bit of sherry, but I don't have any sherry, so I'm sure it will be fine. Okay, that actually went really quickly, and I'm so grateful to Marilyn, honestly. She made that so simple. I just had to follow the little tabs, and her handwriting was really clear, and that took me maybe 35 minutes to get through. Then about another 5 minutes just to alter the margin size. That was actually easier than I was expecting, and to check through and make sure that all of the hyphens were in the right place by the end of that. Sorry if you can hear a sound, that's my cat clawing at the seat. Yeah, and I'm just flicking through, and I've made sure that there are no huge gaps in any of the words. So I'm good. I think I'm now ready to work out the cover and sort that out. And then I can print a final arc for people to look through and just make a double check. And then I think we're good to publish. Just going to pop a tiny bit of butter in. Butter is very expensive here, so use sparingly. That looks amazing. Look at the colour of it. I think that's probably about ready to serve. All right, I'm a bit sweaty because it's about 7 o'clock at night, but it's still 23 degrees. And I've been slaving over this pot for the past hour because you have to keep stirring the onions to make sure that they don't really burn. But I'm just gonna have a very little taste of it before I put this on a plate. I'm really nervous because I've been working on it for about the past hour or so, and I'm worried, and there's a lot of expensive ingredients like butter and bourbon. So if it tastes awful, I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh. Oh wow. Yeah, that's French onion soup. It might not be the best you've ever had, but that is French onion soup. Thank you very much, Josh. That is very much appreciated. That was delicately done. Oh no, given the fact it's reduced so much, I think there's only going to be enough for 2 bowls. So I really need to enjoy this. High labour, high intensity, but hopefully high reward. Look at that beautiful velvety glisten on top of it. Even using bouillon cubes. Oops, forgot to add the pepper. I'm going to just do that now. I haven't got any baguettes, so I've toasted some bread. And I'm sorry, it's not very delicate, but I'm just going to put that in there. So don't scrimp on the cheese. There we go. I don't have any way of melting the cheese. That's the only problem. I don't have a grill or anything like that. But I think if I give that a little bit of time, because it's warm beneath, then I think maybe it'll melt into it. But I don't care. It looks amazing. I'm very much looking forward to eating this. I am very happy right now. I've got onions and cheese and bread, well, toast. It's all very good. That is just insane. That's very, very good. I think it's right. I think it would be better if you made your own bouillon or your own stock. What's the difference between bouillon and stock? Is it just a language thing, or is there an actual difference between bouillon and stock? I don't know. That is insanely good. It's the first time I've actually made proper French onion soup, and it's tasted like French onion soup. And I think that the key to it is you've got to caramelize the hell out of those onions. Even when you think they are done, you need to keep going. I think in the past I was just cooking the onions. I don't think I was properly caramelling them. But it didn't take that long, and with a non-stick pan, easy, amazing. I'm very, very happy right now. Oh my goodness, I had a little bit of onion soup left over, so I put it in the fridge. I've taken it out. It is pretty much solid butter. This is an incredibly rich dish, but it is so good. This is just as good the second time around. Oh, look at it. Oh, it's wonderful.